ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
So next topic in the chapter we can discuss about Ampere's circuital law. Ampere's circuital law. Ampere's circuital law, just like Gauss law in electrostatics. Gauss law in electrostatics. What is Gauss law in electrostatics? So integral of EDS is equals to 1 by epsilon naught times the net charge enclosed in the surface. Integral of EDS is the electric flux. The total electric flux through any closed surface, is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the net charge enclosed in the surface. 1 by epsilon naught times the net charge enclosed in the surface. So that is called Gauss law in electrostatics. Just like this Ampere's circuital law is defined as the line integral of the magnetic field or the line integral of intensity of magnetic field. Line integral of intensity of magnetic field in any closed loop is equal to mu naught times the net current enclosed in the surface. Mu naught times the net current enclosed in the surface. So this is Ampere's circuital law. The line integral of intensity of the magnetic field in any closed loop, is equal to mu naught times the net current enclosed in the surface. That is, let us say integral of BDL, that B bar dot DL bar, is equals to mu naught times the net current enclosed in the surface, mu naught times I net. So this is Ampere's law or Ampere's circuital law. Integral of BDL is equals to mu naught into I net. This is integral of BDL. So this is the Ampere's law. This symbol indicates line integral, not surface integral. So while calculating the Gauss law, the surface integral we have to consider. Surface integral means total surface area, but here it is the line integral. Line integral means length of that loop. Line integral in the sense length of that loop only we have to consider. That is the difference. Integral, this symbol indicates the line integral in the sense only length of the circular path we have to consider. But in Gauss law, that is surface integral. Surface integral means integral of EDS. ds in the sense surface area, but it is length only. So that is integral of b dl cos theta is equals to mu naught into I net, but here theta is equals to 0 always. So integral of b dl is equals to, simply we can write mu naught I. Integral of b dl is equals to mu naught I. Simple formula. So just like Gauss law, of course by using Biot-Savart's law also we can calculate, but simple relation to calculate magnetic field in any closed loop. So integral of BDL is equals to mu naught I. So what is I net here? What is I net? Let us say it is any closed path. So let us say currents are like this. Some currents is acting inwards, some current acting outwards. So like this. Some currents acting inwards, some current acting outwards, and some currents out of the surface. And here, while calculating this, what are the currents outside the surface? No need to take it into consideration. If the currents outside the surface of the loop, no need to take those currents taken into consideration. So just neglect those currents. We have to consider the current just what are the currents inside the closed loop. We have to consider that what are the currents exist inside the closed loop. Those only we have to consider. So in this, which one is considered? Outwards, inwards, both currents are exist. Outwards currents exist, at the same time inwards currents also exist. Outwards currents and inwards current. Which one we have to consider and which one we don't want to consider. Outside currents no need to consider, but inside the currents only we have to consider. Some currents are acting inwards, some currents are acting outwards. Which one is positive and which one is negative? Anyone is considered as positive. So generally outwards is considered as positive z axis, inwards is considered as negative z axis. Outward direction is positive z axis, inward direction is negative z axis. So for our convenience, outside currents are considered as positive, inside currents are considered as negative, simply. Irrespective of positive and negative, in which direction the current is more, that is important. If the outward direction current is more, so that's why net current is outwards, then the direction of the net magnetic field is anti-clockwise direction. If outward current is more, net current is acting outward direction, then the direction of the magnetic field is anti-clockwise direction. If inward current is more than the outward current, then the direction of the magnetic field is in clockwise direction. That is the measure important. Anyone we can consider positive and anyone we can consider negative. In all the currents in one direction are positive, all the current direction in other direction are negative. So don't consider this one is positive, this one is negative, and this one is negative and this one is positive, like that. All the currents in one direction are positive, all the currents are in opposite direction are negative, like that we have to consider. So that is the condition. Here no need to consider outside the currents. We have to consider the currents that are enclosed in the loop. That's only. That is very important. So for example, number of currents here. This is 2 amperes and this is 3 amperes. This is 1 ampere. This is 2 amperes again. And this is 5 amperes, like this. Then what is the magnetic field associated with that? Integral of B dl is equals to mu naught I net. So mu naught into I net. What is I net? So inward is considered as negative for our convenience, outward is considered as positive. Outward 2 plus 3 plus 5, inwards minus 1 minus 2. So mu naught into 3 plus 5, 8 minus 1, 7. So that is 7 mu naught. So for example, if it is a circular shape, integral of it is 2 pi r, 7 mu naught. B is equals to 7 mu naught by 2 pi r. 7 mu naught by 2 pi r, like that. Because if it is a circular path, length of the circle is 2 pi r. Line integral of the closed path. If that closed path is a circular, that line integral is 2 pi r. So that is 7 mu naught by 2 pi r. That is the situation. That is Ampere's circuital law. Simple thing is integral of B dl is equals to mu naught I. By using Biot-Savart's law also we did this same. If the infinite current carrying conductor at the middle point not at extreme ends, not at extreme ends, at the middle point. Alpha is equals to beta is equals to 90 we have to consider. In this situation B is equals to mu naught I by 4 pi d into sin alpha plus sin beta, sin 90 plus sin 90, 2. So, that is 2 mu naught I by 2 pi d. So, that is, but here we are considering R, but it is D, that is all. So, that is by using Biot-Savart's law also we can calculate, but for the simple calculation we are considering this Ampere circuit law. Integral of BDL is equals to mu naught I. Next, magnetic field due to straight current carrying infinite conductor. Infinite conductor at a distance r from the conductor, at a distance r from the conductor. See here, this is the straight current carrying conductor I at a distance r. So, directly blindly we can use Biot-Savart's law for infinite straight conductor. Otherwise, if you want to use this Ampere circuit law, what is the use? We have to consider one Amperian loop. In Gauss law in electrostatics, we assume Gaussian surface. To calculate the intensity of the electric field, we calculated Gaussian surface. We used Gaussian surface one, but here we can consider one Amperian loop, same as that of Gauss law. Here we have to assume Amperian loop. What is that Amperian loop? So, let us say it is in the circular path. I have to consider this Amperian loop of radius or Amperian loop of radius r. So, according to Ampere circuit law, integral of B bar dot dl bar is equals to mu naught times the current. Integral of B bar dot dl bar is equals to mu naught times the current here. So, now here integral of B dl cos theta is equals to mu naught I. What is the direction of dl, what is the theta here? Angle between B bar and dl. So, what is the direction of B bar at any point? This tangent gives the direction of the magnetic field. Curling of the fingers, straight current, right hand thumb rule, curling of the fingers indicates the direction of the magnetic field. So, here at any instant on the surface, of the Amperian loop, the direction of B bar and dl bar must be same. The direction of B bar and dl bar must be same. That is why cos 0 it is. Integral of B dl cos 0 is equals to mu naught I. So, therefore, integral of B dl is equals to mu naught I. So, B into integral of dl is equals to mu naught I. What is integral of dl? What is the closed surface here? Circle. What is the closed surface here? Circle of radius r. What is the length of the circle? 2 pi r. Integral of dl is nothing but here 2 pi r is equals to mu naught I. So, B is equals to mu naught I by 2 pi r. That's all. B is equals to mu naught I by 2 pi r. That is the magnitude of the magnetic field. That is the magnitude of the magnetic field. That is the situation. So, by using the Ampere's circuital law, how can you calculate the magnetic field means? This is the situation, simple way. Integral of B dl is equals to mu naught I. Now, so one more thing you have to remember is here B dl cos theta. Theta is the angle between B bar and dl bar. Here I have to consider dl bar. At this position, the direction of the magnetic field must be in the same direction of length. Here I have to consider dl bar. So this is also same. Here I have to consider dl bar. Here also the same. So that means at any instant, the angle between B bar and dl bar must be 0 here. So next, we have to calculate work done to move a pole of pole strength M around the straight current carrying conductor. Straight current carrying conductor. Work done to move a pole of pole strength M around the straight current carrying conductor. How can we calculate this work done? See here. So this is the straight current carrying conductor. For this I have to assume an Amperian loop of radius r. We have to assume an Amperian loop of radius r. So for example, if you want to move it is through a small length dl bar, work done to move the pole of pole strength M around the straight current carrying conductor, that's we have to do that. That is our task, to move the pole of pole strength M around the straight current carrying conductor. Of course, magnetic field also exists around the straight current carrying conductor. So according to right hand thumb rule, this is the straight current carrying conductor, magnetic field exists. In that magnetic field, we have to move the pole. In that magnetic field, we have to move the pole of pole strength M. So like that, in this situation, let us say small amount of work to move the pole, through dl bar. Let us say dw is equals to work done f bar dot dl bar, theta is 0. So that is f or f bar, f in the sense we can write mb bar dot dl bar. Intensity of the magnetic field can be written as force per unit pole strength. Intensity of the magnetic field can be defined as force per unit pole strength, that is this one. So m into b bar dot dl bar. So total amount of work done. What is the total amount of work done? So w is equals to integral of dw. So therefore, so w is equals to integral of m into B bar dot dl bar. So m into integral of B bar dot dl bar. According to Ampere circuit law, integral of B bar dot dl bar is equals to mu naught I. According to Ampere circuit law, integral of B bar dot dl bar is equals to mu naught I. So that is m into mu naught I. So therefore, work done is equals to mu naught I m. Mu naught I m. Here if m is equals to 1, that means if a pole strength is 1 ampere meter, if the pole strength is 1 ampere meter, then W is equals to mu naught I. If you want to move the pole of pole strength 1 ampere meter around the straight current carrying conductor, what is the work done required? Mu naught I. So now here to rotate the pole through n turns, n number of turns. For 1 turn, that is mu naught I m. For n turns, W is equals to mu naught I m n, where n is the number of rotations, number of revolutions, and m is the pole strength. How many rotations it takes? That is n. 1 rotation, 2 rotations, 3 rotations, like that. What is m? Pole strength. What is I? Current. So this is the work done to rotate the pole around the straight current carrying conductor. So simple thing it is. Next. So next, come to the applications of Ampere's law. First, magnetic field due to, straight current carrying conductor, of infinite length and having radius r. So that means thick current carrying conductor. For example, if an iron rod of infinite length having certain radius, so that is having certain amount of thickness. So till now we discussed about the current carrying. So the thickness of the current carrying conductor is negligible. So that's why simply integral of BDL equals to mu naught I. Only the magnetic field exists outside. Inside means inside of the conductor. That means the thickness is not considerable till now. But here we are considering the thickness of the conductor. So see here, thickness of the conductor. So let us say it is the current carrying conductor of radius r. Current carrying conductor of radius r. So this is the radius of the conductor r. So that means this conductor having certain thickness. In electrostatics we discussed solid cylinder, electric field due to the solid cylinder. Same way, magnetic field due to the straight current carrying conductor of infinite length having certain thickness. That's we are going to calculate. So two conditions we have to calculate: outside the conductor and inside the conductor. First case we have to calculate what is the outside the conductor. So outside the conductor, let us say at a distance r. So this is the distance r. For this distance we have to consider an Amperian loop. For distance r we have to consider an Amperian loop. So for outside the conductor, that is at a distance r, that is r must be greater than capital R. So intensity of the magnetic field at a distance r from the center, that small r must be greater than r. That means outside the current carrying conductor, we must calculate the magnetic field. Simply, according to Ampere circuital law, integral of B dl is equals to mu naught I net. So B into integral of dl is equals to mu naught into what is the net current through this loop? This is the Amperean loop. So what is the net current in that loop? That whatever is the total current passes through the conductor, same amount of current passes through this one also. So there is no extra current. So only that current, that by mu naught I. So B integral of dl is equals to 2 pi r. So that is equals to mu naught I. So B is equals to mu naught I by 2 pi r. So from this we can write B proportional to 1 by r. Magnetic field is inversely proportional to distance. So this is one thing. This is the outside the conductor. And inside the conductor, second one, inside the conductor, at a distance small r, that small r is less than capital R now. At a distance small r, that is less than, let us say this is the distance small r. For this I have to assume again an Amperian loop. So for this is the Amperian loop. At a distance small r from the center, that small r is less than capital R. That means we have to calculate the magnetic field inside the current carrying conductor having certain thickness. We are calculating certain thickness. So here, what is the net current? First we have to calculate that. What is the net current passes through this small Amperian loop? That's we have to calculate first. For pi r square, the total current passing is I. And original radius of the conductor is r. That's why for pi r square, the current passing is nothing but I. That is the given condition. But here, for pi small r square, let us say the current is I dash. For small radius r, definitely the current must be less. Here. So that's why for small radius r, pi r square is I dash, let us say. For our convenience, I am doing here pi capital R square divided by pi small r square is equals to I by I dash. Pi gets cancelled. So I dash is equals to small r square by capital R square into I. So this I dash is the current passes through this small Amperian loop. This small I dash is the current passes through this Amperian loop. What is that value? Small r square by capital R square into I. Small r square by capital R square into I. What is small r? That is, we have to calculate the magnetic field. So now according to Ampere circuital law, integral of B dl is equals to mu naught I net. B into integral of dl is equals to, what is I net? It is I dash. So B into integral of dl is length of the Amperian loop, 2 pi r. Length of the Amperian loop is 2 pi r. Mu naught into what is I dash? Small r square by capital R square into I. So from this, B is equals to mu naught r square by capital R square I by 2 pi r. 1 r gets cancelled. So from this, B is equals to mu naught I into small r divided by 2 pi capital R square. Mu naught I into small r divided by 2 pi r square. So from this we can calculate B proportional to R. So that means inside the current carrying conductor, the magnetic field is directly proportional to distance. but outside the magnetic field is inversely proportional to the distance. If you draw the graph for this, so this is B and this is R, like that. So this is inside and this is outside. So that is B proportional to R and these B proportional to 1 by R square. This is B proportional to R and this is B proportional to, sorry, 1 by R only, not R square. This is B proportional to 1 by R. Already we come across this type of graph in electrostatics. In gravitation also, variation of G inside the surface of the earth and outside the surface of the earth, same graph. So this is variation of the magnetic field outside and inside the conductor in case of a straight current carrying conductor having certain thickness. So, and it is a solid current carrying conductor. If it is the hollow current carrying conductor, next. Hollow current carrying conductor. How can we calculate the magnetic field here? So hollow current carrying conductor means like this. This is hollow current carrying conductor. This is like this. So this is fully filled and this is space here. So this is the condition. Inside it is empty space. So let us say the inner radius is A and the outer radius is B. A is the inner radius and B is the outer radius. Here A is inner radius and B is the outer radius. Now what is the magnetic field at a distance r from the center? Let us say magnetic field at a distance r from the center. That's we have to calculate here. So let I naught be the current flowing through hollow conductor. So first we have to that means here the current flowing like this. In this inside there is no current, so that's why let the current passing for radius r, what is the current passing, that's we have to calculate. See here, for pi into b square minus a square, the current passing is I naught. Here area we have done, length remains constant, but area, what is the initial, I naught is the current passes through this. I naught means total pi into total b square minus a square. Through this surface the current is passing. So what is that area? B square minus a square. So this area, through this area the current is passing, that's why pi into b square minus a square. Let us say here pi into r square minus a square, what is the current? It is I dash. For pi into r square minus a square, pi into r square minus a square, let us say the current is I dash. Now here pi into b square minus a square divided by pi into r square minus a square, that is equals to I naught by I dash. Pi gets cancelled. So from this I dash is equals to I naught into r square minus a square divided by b square minus a square. R square minus a square divided by b square minus a square. This is the current passing through this surface. Current passes through this surface. Then according to Ampere's circuital law, what we can write, integral of BDL is equals to mu naught I net. So B into integral of DL is equals to mu naught I net is nothing but I dash. Integral of DL is 2 pi r. I dash is I naught into r square minus a square by b square minus a square. R square minus a square by b square minus a square. So from this we can write B is equals to mu naught I naught by 2 pi r into r square minus a square by b square minus a square. This is the magnetic field at a distance small r from the center. At a distance small r from the center due to the magnetic field. So here from this we can write B is inversely proportional to R. B is inversely proportional to R. In this situation, if R is less than A, if the distance from the center is less than A, current passes through the conductor is equals to 0, therefore B is equals to 0. If the distance from the center is less than A, so that means inside the hollow cylinder, here in this part there is no current passing. Current passes through this portion only. Inside there is no current passes. If there is no current, the magnetic field is also 0. So inside the hollow cylinder, the magnetic field must be 0. B inside must be equal to 0. So from this, if you draw the graph for B and R, so let us say it is B and it is R. Inside the magnetic field 0, R remains as 0 it is. So B inversely proportional to R here. So only this graph exists in case of hollow, but in case of solid cylinder the total exists, but here only this one exists, B proportional to 1 by R here. So this is the magnetic field due to the hollow cylinder. And the previous is solid cylinder and here it is hollow cylinder.